Hey everybody, this is Mollie from EGM. I am here with Nick. Hi Nick.
How's it going?
And we are watching my playthrough of Quantum Break. This is actually part 2 of my playthrough, so if you've not seen the first part, go down there in the description and there should be a link. To this point, I am playing the main character Jack, and he is trying to get back his brother, who was just kidnapped by Monarch. And we are seeing right here, you can kind of see these... I don't know to call them like time flux or kind of like memories or something. There's residual something or others in the world that Jack can kind of call up to figure out like what had happened.
Now, at the end of the last video, we were talking a little bit about the combat, and here we're seeing more of these abilities that you're slowly
And yeah, we just got a
unlocking.
new one, time dodge.
Yeah, so this time dodge. Now, one thing I've always been a sucker for personally is like third-person gimmick games, which, for example, Inversion.
I was just going to say, I get to mention Inversion.
If anyone played that, I would even call Spec Ops: The Line, where despite having a great story, the gameplay was very just third-person shooter plus insert gimmick here, right? And that seems to be almost like a subgenre of third-person shooters. And now watching this, I feel like this could kind of fall into that mold. What's your take on that?
I would say I don't know I agree with that, because when I think of games like Inversion or something, I expect I've not played enough of, but like Inversion, it was an interesting idea, but I felt like the whole game was just built around that idea, and then when it didn't work, the whole game would just fall apart. Whereas I think this is kind of like a weird, I'm going to say Bayonetta is my first example. Whereas, okay, it's this action game, but then she has these different powers that you can combine and use her how you want or whatever. And I don't think the game's going to live or die based on just the powers alone. I think it's going to be a good third-person shooter.
So you think just the core gunplay of it supports it enough that regardless of how the...
I think it's one of those things, like any one piece by itself may not be...
Right.
enough to separate out into its own game, but coming together, I think it's not going to be a gimmick kind of shooter, whereas like an Inversion might.
Okay. Now, kind of along the lines of the gimmick idea, you'll see as the video goes on, you kind of struggle with some of the powers, but then there's a very distinctive progression you make, like getting accustomed to them, it's very clear at what point you start to get the hang of not just any individual power, but using them in conjunction with each other. Do you think is it right to say that you feel they're pretty fluid and you feel they work pretty well in sync with each other?
And just, by the way, I got focus time here. So what I just got was you take that time dash I had just received a minute ago, and then if you end up aiming while you're kind of in the end of that dash, then you'll have like a slowed down aim to better target people. I think it's like I think anytime you have a game that has kind of these gimmicks, it could be hard at first to get your mind trained to use them.
Right.
A good example I would think of would be like Call of Duty Black Ops 3, where I think it's very easy at the beginning to play it like a standard Call of Duty without using all of the kind of movement mechanics that the game has. Whereas with this, like, I would get in situations where I kind of would come at the encounters more from a standard third-person shooter mentality, and then it took me a little while to say, okay, you've got that shield, you've got that dash, you've got that focus and stuff like that, and you have to be good at using them. And we just had a quick cut there, by the way, just for time purposes, so if you're wondering why all of a sudden things jumped, that's the only reason. So
now, in terms of you say standard third-person shooters, just a quick question. Is cover contextual or is it circumstantial, like just where you're standing?
It is circumstantial.
So it's just you just kind of Last of Us-ish for anyone who played that,
Yeah,
where you
I was
just
gonna say,
walk.
isn't Uncharted the same? Is Uncharted a button?
Uncharted is contextual.
Okay.
But yeah, so you just crouch. Do you crouch? There's a crouch function in this?
No, there's not.
There's
You
not?
just kind of
So-
go up to it's.
So if you just go up to low cover, you automatically crouch, or?
What's the game I'm thinking of? Like, there's a game recently I played that I keep wanting to crouch, but you can't. Is it Tomb Raider? No, not Tomb Raider. God, there's something I was playing recently where like I keep wanting.
Division, maybe. I think.
Division.
Yeah,
Division.
yeah.
Yes, it's very
Yes.
Division-y, where you keep sometimes you're like, I do want to crouch, but it's kind of all based on
Now, cover in division though is contextual. X allows you to transition between covers.
Okay, I guess division is where you can't crouch
where
normally.
you can't crouch, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you.
Yeah. So
you
it's not
just,
it's not division then, but it's
Right.
it's where you just get close to it and you kind of.
So just walking up to like a waist high cover, you just walk up to it and your guy automatically crouches.
Yeah.
And then you can pop and shoot.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that get? I feel like that would get kind of annoying. You know, if you just accidentally, meander towards something low, your guy will like crouch down. It's like, no, I didn't want to do that. Like, is it? Because I do notice once or twice your guy kind of does this like up and down thing.
Yeah,
like, I'm like, whoa,
I guess
what's going
it's
on?
one of those things where that's one of the things you always kind of get used to in any game where the crouching and the gunning the cover system isn't contextual.
Yeah.
We just kind of your brain starts training yourself to be like, okay, this is when it's going to happen, and this is when it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, to me, it just seems weird that you would both have no cover button and no crouch button. You're literally just throwing it up to the game to determine.
I don't think there was a crouch button.
Yeah, that would seem very strange to me.
But I mean, it's also too like I guess the argument would be a game like this. It's not really stealth. Like if you see this part right here, right?
Right.
I'm kind of wanting to be stealthy, but there's not much of an option for that because you can't take enemies out stealthily. Like at that part right there, I was kind of wanting to go behind the first guy and do a stealth kill or something.
Is there a melee?
No.
Okay.
Not that I had at any point.
Right. So there's no.
So yeah, it's one of those games where you get trained by certain other third-person shooters to want to crouch a lot or to want to stealth kill or something, but that's not what Quantum Break is.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, it was totally understandable that you would intuitively assume that because those guys didn't notice you. Had they automatically been hot as soon as you walked in the room, then it would have been like whatever. But like they were in a position to be stealth killed, it just didn't.
So I think that kind of thing. That's where you use your powers to, for example, to use the bubble.
Get it like the drop on them.
Yeah, to get them, or that you do the dash forward and then do the slow aim to take them out. So again, it's one of those things where you have to kind of train your brain to use these powers that you're given that you're not used to having in a lot of other games.
Okay. Now, any destruction elements? Because I noticed in this particular firefight, there's a ton of these gas barrels, which I don't think you actually used once. If I
did
remember
not.
correctly.
No.
Yeah, a couple of them you looked right at them and then turned away. I was like, you can do it, Mollie. You can do it.
I couldn't. I was like,
shoot it.
Yeah, I was like, wait, can I actually use that or not?
Yeah.
So I did, by the way, just have another power. It's kind of like you can make a shield for yourself, and I didn't use that much, but I'm wondering like how abusable that's going to be because if you can put a shield up to kind of block shots, like how
it seems to run. Now, if you look over on the right side of the screen, that those are like cooldowns almost for the abilities. Now, it looks like you can use an ability twice before it's totally
And I'll be
empty.
honest with you, I didn't even see that when I was playing. Like
Really?
I was so concentrated on actually
Oh wow,
playing.
interesting. Okay.
So I'm just now seeing that you're pointing it out.
Now,
So,
yeah, it seems like certain abilities use a certain percentage
that
of their
makes sense,
circle.
yeah.
So like for the dash, you can do it twice before it's totally empty, and then it refills.
Because I mean the shield level still seemed like the most abusable thing I've gotten to up to this point.
You say abusable?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't seem like you.
Because it did seem like I could shoot out of the bubble. Like they couldn't shoot in, but I think I could shoot out. Which
now is this the shield we're talking about or the stasis bubble?
Not the one because there's the stasis thing that you shoot at people.
Right.
But then there's like a shield bubble you put around yourself.
Okay. Now, so you can't. So I was under the impression you could kind of put the stasis bubble wherever you want.
The thing I just got a few minutes ago is a new thing compared to, or at least maybe it evolved.
Right. Okay.
Over what he could do before.
Right. So no, I'm just saying. My question is the offensive. Let's call it the offensive stasis bubble. I thought you could put that where you wanted it, but you have to actually like kind of target an enemy with it.
Yeah, you kind of target an area and then it shoots off.
Target an area or target an enemy.
You can miss enemies with it. So I did miss a few times.
So I guess my question is, in a gameplay sense, could you put it like right in front of you, and would it slow down enemy bullets just like your?
That's a good question. Yeah, I didn't try.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, is there a difference?
So a little bit ago, when I first got in this area, when the video was starting, like I did the stasis bubble on the lift, so that it wouldn't drop when I jumped on it. So it will like at least unless that's the only time, it will affect some things in the environment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how you can use that, and how its targeting system works. But.
So yeah, Will's here, but we're getting ambushed, and so we have to try to get out because they did say they're going to blow up the library with us in it.
Yeah.
So I am trying to do a mini little horde mode here.
I mean, what are you expecting in terms of like just objective variety? Do you think? Because I mean, from what they've kind of sold to us so far is like just really basic third-person shooting and platforming.
Right.
Do you think there'll be much beyond that? Like,
I mean, because I guess my initial thought is maybe no, because if they're saying like, for example, the library is going to be destroyed, why not give me like a timer, for example?
Right.
Have me take out all these enemies in a certain amount of time.
right.
You know. So I think it seems like I keep going back to Uncharted, I guess, but it seems like a very Uncharted kind of game to me, where it's this big epic narrative third-person shooter, and it's more about the characters and the story they're going through than the super complicated gameplay.
Yeah. And yeah, the thing that kind of, Uncharted kind of sells itself on has like the platforming, the third person incorporated with a little bit of stealth, and then like the set piece moments, which kind of combine platforming, combat, and these like crazy things.
Which, I mean, we saw only a very, very tiny bit of what you would call quote unquote platforming in this, so I don't think that's going to be much in this kind of game, obviously.
Okay. Because he does a little bit on the now I don't know if this is in the full game or what the story with this is, but one of the earliest gameplay demos for this is on a bridge where everything has gone to hell, and you see a bit of platforming in that.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some, but I don't think it's gonna be like nearly
not like a pillar of it at all. Okay.
And you can, I mean, like, enemies will drop their weapons, and so you can pick up their weapons. You said there's like a semi-automatic, like an SMG assault rifle, or I have like the fully automatic rifle I could switch between. Or I just had gotten a shotgun, and I also had a pistol and
like a heavy pistol,
pistol.
A small pistol. Yeah. And one thing that was interesting that we didn't talk about was it was actually like one of the first things shown when we in our last video. Time was frozen, and you walked up to frozen enemies and took their guns.
Yes.
Now, which causes me to wonder two things. One, if you'll ever get the ability to freeze time independently outside of the game, like, scripting it. And two, if you can do that, like, can you freeze time, go around, collect everyone's ammo, and then start, and they'll be just with guns.
That's
and
what
no
I was
ammo.
wondering.
Like, that would be funny.
By the way, of course, this is Paul Serene.
Yep,
This is the main antagonist here. He also, for some reason, has time powers that we got to figure out why he does. But yeah, no, like you were asking me in the previous video about how much stuff is scripted and how much is not.
Right.
That's a good question. Like, are they going to offer me those kind of situations where they're not scripted, where I could do what you were just saying? Because that would be really neat if you could do that. But I don't know, like, how far they're going to go in that kind of stuff of unscripted segments.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like that would give the game a little bit more variety, which I think some people are kind of worried about that it could be lacking.
Come with me, and we can see this through.
So yeah, like you were saying, there are some in-game cutscenes like this, that you kind of expect, but then we're going to have the live-action segments.
And the live-action will never be like a short snippet. It will always be a long...
I was told they were always going to be around 20 minutes long.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, whenever they show up.
Okay. And while I'm thinking about it, one completely ludicrous thing I noticed is, now tell me if I'm wrong on this or whatever, but like the first shot you see almost of the game is Jack Joyce taking a taxi to the college. Now, the old game, like in the initial previews of this game, Jack Joyce was a completely different character model. It wasn't based on this actor. The taxi driver of the cab I swear on my life, is the old protagonist.
He is. That is right.
What the hell is that about?
Yes. So they were saying, like, I mean, I was talking to the oh my god, the narrative, the guy in charge of narrative whose title I'm blowing and name I'm blowing. But they were saying that with the fact, like, when that switchover happened, that they wanted to still put him in the game in some way. So he is a taxi driver, and he will, in some ways, have a bigger part from there in the game.
Beyond being a taxi driver.
I mean, it's obviously not like he's not going to become the hero or anything.
Right.
But he will be more in the game. Yeah, more involved beyond just at opening.
Okay.
Kind of scene.
I wanted to verify that I was not crazy.
Yes. No, you are not crazy. That was indeed the
Wow, that's
original
a
main
weird,
character.
that's a weird thing. Okay.
Yes.
So are we gonna watch this little bit of?
So we're gonna talk over this, and if I have to cut it out, I might have to cut it out.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to confirm. But they said
My name is Paul.
chapters 1 and chapters 1-2, 1-3
Right.
as far as what I could talk about.
Years ago,
So this is giving you a look
purpose.
at when you're going to start seeing it from the Monarch side.
Right.
Of
Now,
things.
tell people your gripe about
Yes,
this
but
particular scene.
I was like, I thought those were the exact same guy because they're
Yeah.
both like unshaven, dark-haired white guys in jackets, and so I think I'm guessing they were trying to make this character look like Jack
I've always been devoted to my
to maybe like then like if people are going to come in and
no matter the
because they're going to try to cover up what happened here.
Right.
So maybe to kind of help cover that up. I don't know. Like that just really confused me when I first saw that.
Yeah.
Because I thought at first, wait, did Jack come
Yeah.
like
Did
back
he, like, kill his-
from the future?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
is this like did he turn bad at some point?
He looks like an older version. He could be.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have just figured out the plot of the whole game. This guy, this African American actor whose name I can never
I
remember.
am horrible with names. by the
Yeah,
way, so.
I'm usually pretty good with actor names, but not if I'm not exposed to them enough. He is both a good actor, and I don't think he has ever played a different like role archetype than what he's playing right
Yes,
here.
yeah.
The leader,
Yes.
henchman,
Yes.
like behind the scenes
Yes.
guy. Like that is literally his life.
Yes.
Like I'm pretty sure this is what he does in real life.
Right.
Like and they just people just outsource him.
That's
to
why
be in
he's so good
movies
at doing
sometimes.
it. Yes,
Yeah,
that is
like
his,
that
is
voice.
his real life job.
That voice is like perfect for that like that job,
Yeah.
that class of job. Yeah, and
So here you're seeing we're going through this what's called a junction where it's kind of this is going to be between the main portion of the game and the live action scene we're going to see in a little bit here.
do you expect now? It sounds like you expect to be doing action sequences with what's his name, Paul. Or,
I mean, I guess like
whatever his name
I
is.
guess I would assume that you would, and he's got an icon there on the right hand side,
Oh, good point.
and
Yeah.
they were kind of talking about talking to the team. They're talking about like getting to play it from both sides. So
Okay.
I feel like if you're
The necessity of what I
if this is all you're gonna do with him, that seems like a big waste. Like, why would you put these kind of scenes in the
Where
game?
you're walking just
yeah,
to the next.
where it's just
yeah,
like you're
yeah.
walking and making a
First
choice.
time
Yeah.
I visited the ground zero.
But
When
then
you're-
it's like I mean like I guess and then the question is like,
arrived in when I went
how do you balance a game where you're one character for most of the time,
the location
and then you switch to play another character who is actively working against the character you usually play?
That's not the first game to do it.
No, I know, but I mean, isn't it a little bit of weird mentality
Um,
kind of thing?
She's one of the witnesses.
I don't know. That's I mean, that's a good question. It's like I don't think there's anything inherently inconsistent about it. It's like you can sympathize with a character on or I should rephrase. If you can sympathize with a character on either side, you can be just as motivated to complete their sequence of actions,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not they're going against each other, and then just see how your efforts clash.
And I think that's what
You
they're
know?
trying to go for here.
Yeah.
It's like trying to make a game where you do
come the
like
actual future.
he's not they don't I don't think they want Paul to be evil and I don't know
Right.
that they want Jack to be like good you know
Yeah.
there's gonna be kind of grays in both of them, and so they don't want it to just be like, okay, now you're playing the bad guy.
And that's kind of a testament, I think, to the actor too. For anyone who's familiar with Game of Thrones, is like he fits that role kind of well. Of like he's not a good guy, but he's so charismatic about his his actions that you kind of vouch for him anyways.
So one of the things powers Paul has is he can kind of see.
Our lives.
He can see the outcome of choices that he will make. What was that? Oh my God. I'm spacing out his name now.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. The Nick Cage movie where he
Next.
could, yes.
Yeah,
I saw it in
knew exactly
theaters.
what you-
Oh
I was like,
God.
yep.
Yeah, like it's kind of
God,
a
that was a-
next.
that was a horrible
Yes,
movie.
it was. Where he can like see in the future. So Nick asked me before, like, why didn't choose to see both potential outcomes? And I said just because I'm the kind of person who likes to make a choice and kind of stick with it and not go the I'm gonna be wishy-washy and try both route. So I had chosen to go PR, and that's what I.
No, that action, that's not trying both. It's just seeing what both.
Yes, yeah.
You know.
But I felt like
And then send them
And I might change this if when I play the full game.
Right.
You know, is I might then actually try both. But for the
Right.
demo, I kind of wanted to commit to the choice. But it does, because he can see in the future. The game is encouraging you to check out both and see which
Yeah.
one you want to pick.
Yeah, because I mean, from them talking, the hardline choice is them just killing the girl right there. Like, that's really dark.
Yeah.
You know, that's screwed up. So
But my curiosity is like how much it's going to actually affect
yeah,
the game going
yeah,
forward.
right.
'Cause, I mean, because I think she's going to be a main character.
Yeah, I mean, she's in the fleet
Yeah.
you see.
So
For anyone confused, this is like Paul's view of actions that transpired at the very beginning of
Yes.
the game, which I still don't know if we're actually.
yeah, I know. We'll find out. Yes. But so yes, this is kind of giving you hints as
Yeah.
to why Paul turned out the way he did, and that's our video, I think. So
Wait, you don't want to talk over all the live action?
no.
just butt heads with all the actors? No.
Yes.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for watching. I am again Molly from EGM and here with Nick, and this was our look at Quantum Break.
Thanks, guys.